Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on in the space arena every week. And today we're going to be talking about the fourth week of October 2018. We start with the Space Force. The National Space Council has unanimously endorsed having a Space Force. And this is part of Space Policy Directive number 4, which goes to the president for his approval. And the funding for this new U.S. Space Command would be happening in 2020 is when the money would start flowing. And there's also going to be a development agency, if everything goes through, to oversee new tech development in the space arena. Viasat has booked passage on a Falcon Heavy rocket from one of their satellites. And the particular appeal of the Falcon Heavy is they can do what they're calling a near direct injection deployment. So many satellites today, they're lifted into orbit by a rocket, and then they have an electric propulsion system that takes the satellite from that point up to its final orbit, which takes quite a while, during which there's no revenue. This model here, the direct injection model, allows the satellite to start getting revenue right away. The satellite's Viasat-3 for the company, and it's going to launch sometime in the 2020 to 2022 timeframe. And it's going to launch from Kennedy Space Center, Launch Pad 39A. Good news about the Hubble Space Telescope. One of the gyros have been having problems, put the thing into a safe mode for analysis and correction. So normal operations have resumed now. Right now, the Hubble has 3 gyroscopes that are functioning, and it can function with as little as 1 gyroscope, but at sort of a reduced level. It wouldn't be able to do everything, it'd be able to do some things. The last servicing mission for Hubble, if memory serves, was roughly 10 years ago. And the gyros are a known issue, that there's a limited lifespan on these. And currently, there's no real way to visit Hubble and do an update to do any servicing anymore since the retirement of the space shuttle. This is not a typo. This is the next story that's also about a gyro problem with the Giant Telescope. The Chandra X-ray telescope had a gyro problem. That problem also has now been fixed. Normal operations have been resumed, and again, there's no way for a servicing mission to be done with today's infrastructure. And the Chandra X-ray telescope, in one sense, is older than Hubble. It was launched later, but it's never been serviced. So it's been up there for, I think, 19 years now, and things are starting to go wrong. These things don't have an unlimited lifespan. But for now, Chandra is back in business, and normal operations are ongoing. Stratolaunch had a big milestone. They had what I would consider a high-speed taxi test, although I think that in aircraft terms they would call it a medium-speed test. 90 miles an hour, everything went fine, and it's looking really good for the future, for Paul Allen's, the late Paul Allen's venture here. It's the world's largest airplane, and when it goes into service, it will launch 4 different types of things via air launch. And there are certainly advantages to the air launch because the rocket, instead of starting off at the ground level at a speed of 0, it's starting at a high altitude at a speed of 500-600 miles an hour, and there's obvious benefits to that. And because it's a mobile platform, they can adjust the exact orbit that they're shooting for with a lot more discretion than they can from a ground-based launch pad. Astroscale of Singapore got a lot of money. $50 million of additional capital. I think that brings their total raise from the different levels to about $100 million. What they're trying to do is tech demonstrations for debris removal, debris capture. This is a huge problem in the space environment. As rockets and satellites go up, various parts come off in the planned operations of deployment. Sometimes things go wrong, which causes additional debris. So there's a lot of debris up there, all of which is flying around faster, much, much faster than the fastest rifle bullet. So Different companies have been looking at ways to address this. Astroscale is one of them. They're out of Singapore. They have a lot of operations in Japan, and this is quite a big amount of money, $50 million in this round, $100 million total. So hopefully they'll have some progress in coming up with some space debris solution. Elon Musk had some activities in the summertime that didn't get reported. Apparently, in the summer, he went to check on the Starlink project and didn't like what he saw. He fired 7 senior managers at the project, brought in some new people from SpaceX to try to get the Starlink internet satellite system, space-based internet, going right. And the goal here is to launch the first satellites in the middle of next year, which is quite aggressive. And right now there's 300 SpaceX people that are working on this project. And it's not just us at our show. This didn't make the media back in the summer when Elon took this action. That's it for Space Headlines, covering the 4th week of October 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in a week for the first week of November. Take care.